Shalom, aloha. I'm setting up right now for the new moon activation. For those of you who are returning to the activation portal, welcome back. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome to our activation portal. We have been doing these live activations for years now. We do them every single week, and we do them for each of the 4 stages of the moon cycle. The activations don't necessarily have anything to do with the moon other than the fact that we use it as a measurement of time. Whatever's happening with one thing is happening with all things because we're a collective. So whatever shape the moon is in is reflecting something that's going on inside of us. So the new moon is all about a new beginning, dark sky. You can think of it like a blank slate, a new beginning to co-create. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. As usual, I'm tuning in from the lovely Sedona, Arizona. Love to know where in the world you're tuning in from. And I invite you to, as you see where all the comments are coming in from, when everybody says where they're tuning in from in the world, I invite you to imagine in your mind's eye the earth, the globe, and see each spot on the globe lighting up as people tune in from those places around the world. We're lighting up the grid. So we have Sedona in the house. We have New Zealand in the house. Who else? Where are you at? Kingman, Arizona in the house. And I'm just going to go ahead and start shuffling. And so I'm touching each of the cards. I'm activating them. I'm lighting them up. And they each represent a different part of the collective and individual mind. So we're waking up the mind. We're waking up the parts of the one whole. We have Canada in the house. We have Oregon in the house. We have Texas in the house. Sweet. So again, we're just saying hello to the different parts of self. We're activating the different parts of self by shuffling this deck. Tuning in to all of the different parts of the whole. We have North Carolina in the house. 2 in a row. We got Florida in the house. We have Portugal in the house. Whew. Thank you in advance to the archetypes, faces of the one. Thank you to the one for this message that's about to come through us all. California in the house. I'm going to go ahead and take out from my magic treasure chest my Hebrew cards that I've made myself by hand. They look like this. South Carolina in the house, Michigan in the house, Oregon, Oklahoma, sweet. And I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle the Hebrew cards, and it's the same thing. They work like the tarot. Each one represents a different part of the self, a different part of the mind, a different part of consciousness. Each one represents a different piece of archetypal wisdom, so we're touching them all, saying hello to all of them. So again, thank you in advance, archetypes, faces of the one. Thank you to the one for this message about to come through so that we can unite in the work with the most grace and ease, with the least amount of crisis, with awareness and intention. And again, this is new moon, so it's all about a new beginning, jumping into a new lesson, a new theme. How exciting. And this is the first activation of March. Whew. Feeling the turn of seasons here. So I started feeling guidance before I even came on to do this reading tonight, and I feel called to do a little something different. I'm feeling called to pull the first card as, what is something we should be excited about? We usually pull the challenge and gift, right? That's our first card that we usually pull. And it sort of is like the challenge and gift still. It's just the theme, but it's particularly coming up as this sort of excitement. And so again, it can still be challenging, or for some more just rewarding, but deep inside, our soul is excited about whatever this card is going to reveal. It's like a theme, a lesson, again, also a challenge and gift, but it's something that our soul is excited to experience. So it's something that we want to draw in. And then the other one that I saw in my mind's eye is the thing that we can leave behind. And sometimes we pull this one, not always, but sometimes we do. So what's the thing that we can let go of now? The thing that we're ready to, move on from so that we can free up our energy to be excited about the first theme we pulled. And then as usual, we'll pull a Hebrew ally. Okay. Pulling the first card for our first activation of March. The thing to be excited about that we're moving toward. Two of Cups. And this is the card of healing through relationship. Okay, there's the masculine and the feminine. But you always want to unlock the deepest level of initiation within each card. And in order to do that, you have to come from a oneness mindset, from oneness consciousness. So these two are the two within you before they manifest as anyone seemingly outside. So first, it's about healing the polarities within so that we can then do that dance without. As within, so without. So what we have to be excited about is that healing within ourselves and in our relationships. And remember, for some of us, this can be challenging. It can be like it's going to come up as a challenge. But remember, your soul is excited for these lessons, however uncomfortable they might be. And I'm feeling that the reason why we pulled this card with a little bit of a different intention was because it's like they really want us to know right now this should be an exciting process. And the more you can be excited about it, and the less you can be worried about it, the better an outcome we will attract. Okay, so lean into the excitement, move away from the fear. It's time to really make peace with the two within you, first of all. How are your emotions, for example, cooperating with your logic? How is your intuition cooperating with your logic? How are they working together? Right? It's almost like they've got these cups, they're about to do a toast or cheers. How are your polarities working together right now? And if you find yourself being worried, right, and not excited, and thinking, gosh, they really haven't been working together lately. I feel my intuition is battling my logic. Now is a great time to start to heal that. We're being supported more than ever to do this work right now, to harmonize our inner parts. The forces need to cooperate within us so that they can cooperate around us. Harmony within leads to harmony without. Okay, so the masculine and feminine ultimately represent that intuition and logic, but also our active self and our receptive self. So some more ways that you can initiate this synergistic relationship within yourself. You can start thinking of, well, when have I been resting? When have I been resting too much? When have I not been resting enough? When have I been taking action? Am I taking the right actions at the right time? Am I acting too impulsively? Okay, so they got these forces have to work together. There's a right time for rest and there's a right time for action. And intuition guides. The mind works for the heart. The queen comes before the king. Even if it looks illogical, what you're saying or doing on the outside, it doesn't matter. You've got to know what's true for you, and you have to do that. In fact, oftentimes our intuition challenges us to trust it, to allow it to guide us, especially when it's going to look crazy to the guy next to us. Especially when it's going to seem to not make sense to our closest friends or our family. Okay, so keep that in mind. When your intuition is telling you to do something, if you find that the reason your logic wants to shove that down or your logic wants to deny that is because of some egotistical reason, oh, well, this person won't like that, Or that might look weird to that person. Well, this person wouldn't do that, so I shouldn't do that. Or, hey, another one that the ego does is it relies on the past. It likes to repeat patterns, to hold on to pain and suffering. And it'll tell you, oh, don't do that because you didn't do that before. Or do that because you did that before. Don't do something just because you've done it. Don't withhold from doing what you know you need to do because you've never done it before, right? Every moment is new. Every moment is fresh. The logic cannot be used without intuition. Otherwise, your results will be impermanent. Your results will not be sustainable. And we want to produce results that have an eternal effect, right? Because then what we do in this lifetime is full of purpose and it affects the future generations. If we allow logic to guide and we shove down the voice of intuition, everything we do from that place is incomplete. Incomplete. And whatever we do from that place, it might bring temporary success, but it surely won't bring sustainable success. It will not leave a mark for future generations. We're here to do that. We're here to do more than cultivate temporary success. Okay, so think of the Hierophant card in the tarot, 2 keys at the bottom. One for knowledge, but another for wisdom, because knowledge without wisdom is obsolete. They go together. And wisdom has no vessel to do something in this world without knowledge. They go together. So that's another way you can see this opportunity right now to begin using your knowledge together with your inner wisdom. Right now, it's about polarity and that divine dance between the two, within you, within the one. And you will not begin to experience that beauty of the dance of harmony between the forces all around you until you can cultivate it within yourself. And right now is the time. We're being given this beautiful opportunity. The harmony exists all around us, but we don't have the eye to see it if we don't produce it within ourselves. It's almost like when you're not contributing to that harmony, nature doesn't reveal to you that beauty. This is a self-protective mechanism that's woven into the divine design of the universe and in nature. We don't get to witness those glories unless we're a contributing factor to it, right? And you get what you give in life. That's the law. So only when we can manage our polarities, only when we can learn to synergize and to support that dance between those forces within us, only then will we be able to see that beauty all around us in reflection of our own self. And the more willfully and intentionally we take the steps and the actions to support that inner dance of the polar forces, the more we will witness that beauty without. And so there's always more. There are always new levels of beauty and magic waiting to be uncovered, waiting to be revealed. Divine revelations around every corner. That's the beauty of this. Really, that's the most magical part of this process, this life journey, this royal path of life. The more we give, the more we get. It's never ending. We come from an infinite source. And like that source, because we are created in its image, we have an infinite amount of light, love, truth to give. So the journey never ends. You make the effort to harmonize, to balance your polarities. And each new level of balance you achieve, there is a new level of beauty revealed to you all around you. Okay? It's like on one level, you can think of it like this. You come to a new level of balance within yourself. You do the inner work. You reach a new level of peace within. You feel proud of yourself. You feel full of purpose. And then because you're holding that frequency, that vibration, you begin to attune yourself to it all around you because it does exist everywhere already. But now all of a sudden you can see it in your own image, like a mirror. So that's what we have to be excited about right now. Healing of the heart. Remember, this is cups, it's emotions, it's the heart. So with loving awareness, finding new levels of balance, new levels of harmony with our own inner forces, with the forces of polarity as they exist within us, then we can be sure to experience more of that harmony in our surrounding environment. Which also means our relationships get better. All relationships, romantic, familial, friendships, even with strangers, when you pass by, it's because you are holding that frequency of balance, and that is what you emit, and that is what you attract by law. So first it starts within, and gosh, that's the most exciting part, because that light that you cultivate within is what lasts forever. Everything outside of us, these material circumstances, fade away, ultimately. So first, it's that we should be excited for this opportunity to achieve ever new levels of balance and harmony within ourselves. And then we can be excited in the knowing that by law, our surroundings will reflect that. So that means, wow, I should be excited because my relationship to myself is going to get better. So my relationship with myself, which is all of creation, is going to get better. My relationship with my boyfriend or my girlfriend or my husband, my wife, my mother, father, sister, brother, my best friend, maybe my enemies, people that I really just wasn't getting along with, there's going to be some improvement there, or at least a release, a forgiveness, surrender. Because that's all a byproduct of this inner work. And Jolie is asking if the Hebrew letter Vav is connected to this card. And it actually is connected. They're all within each other. That's a real answer. But Vav is the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And it's connected to the Lover's card, actually, which in ancient Egypt is known as the two paths. A lot of people think that the major arcanum card, the Lovers, is about actual lovers. And sometimes it manifests. I mean, every theme we unveil is manifesting in all of our life situations. So yes, that card will affect our relationships, but I believe that the ancient Egyptian view on the Lover's card, calling it the two paths, is more revealing of the archetypal wisdom within that arcanum. Okay, so the Lover's card is really about two paths. It's about choice, really. It's about duality and then rising above duality to be able to make decisions. Okay, just a little hint. If you look to the card before the Lovers, it's the Hierophant. That's when you attune your heart's compass so that you can then arrive at the 6, the Lovers, aka the two paths, to make the right decisions, which then leads to 7, the Chariot, which will determine your level of ascension. So just a little side note. A lot of people confuse this card with the Lover's card, card 6 of the major arcanum. So you're not alone. I get that all the time. And they both are about polarity. And really the whole deck is about polarity because we're talking about alchemy here. Tarot is a breaking down of the process of alchemy and the creative process, which is all about polarity and the two within the one. So it can get a little confusing. Okay, so in order to free up energy to begin experiencing more of this, we can leave behind this. Ace of Wands, super powerful card. Aces are initiations within the element pulled. So this is Wands, it's fire, it's spirit. It's like the card of initiating a new project, a new exciting endeavor, new beginning that fires us up and lights up our passion. And so it would be a good time right now, from what these two are telling us together, it's a good time to calm down a bit, okay? To neutralize this power a bit, we want to bring in patience, more patience right now. We want to make sure that our spontaneity is not getting us in trouble or causing us to act impulsively. Slow down. Okay? Everything has its time. Rushing never gets us anywhere. So trusting that everything is unfolding in its perfect timing. Whatever you're super excited about, just tame it a bit. Remember, we want to be rooted like a tree, so we don't want to be too excited, or we also don't want to be too upset when we're, too exaggerated in our emotions, when we're too extreme in our emotions, then we become unrooted, we become ungrounded, we start to lose our center. And that's when we get hurt. That's when we make poor decisions. And it's all a learning process, so it's all good. Really nothing to fear here. But what these cards are telling us is that if we want to really tune in to make sure that our balance of masculine and feminine, active, receptive, logic, intuition, we want to tune into that and really make sure we have the presence to support their dance and their harmonization, we need to chill out. We need to chill out. So whatever we're getting too worked up over, whatever that emotion is, okay, it could be excitement, maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's fear, whatever the feeling is with that emotion, the spirit that you are embodying because of that extreme feeling or emotion, time to tame it. Be rooted, be centered, be present, because we need to become more still if we want to tune in to those polarities and really ask ourselves, all right, how is my intuition and logic working together? Are they on the same team? Because if we're so excited, chances are, this will happen. If we get too excited or we become too extreme in the spirit of any one of our expressions or emotions, what happens is that smooth dance between the two forces of activity and receptivity, masculine and feminine, logic and intuition, they can't oscillate in harmony, okay? They need to hold each other up in a delicate balance, and we're here to support that. That's the high priestess within each one of us. We all have that, every man, woman, child. But what happens is when we become too extreme in any one expression, and especially with emotions, that's our electricity and magnetism, right? The forces go like this, and they're like fighting each other. That's just how it is. We come out of our center, and so the balance is compromised. We come out of our center to be so extreme in any one of those feelings. And so as a byproduct, inevitably, you're going to experience that separation. There's an argument between there's an inner conflict between your embodiment of the forces. And so it's like the masculine wants to take the ropes, then the feminine, and then the masculine. The intuition says, no, but I want you to do this. And then the logic says, but we're going to do this. And it gets crazy. And we're not even able to be conscious of that. So that's actually all happening subconsciously, unconsciously, without any awareness. And so we forget our intentions. We're no longer consciously directing our will. And we just become completely overwhelmed and overtaken by whatever that emotion is. And so then that emotion, or whatever that extreme embodiment is, it actually becomes the devil, like the devil card in the tarot. Because remember, they're all within each other. All the cards are present always. These are just an access point into the full story, right? Okay, so bear with me here. That extreme expression that you're embodying, that extreme feeling or emotion that you're carrying that takes you away from your center, becomes the devil. You start to work for it instead of it working for you. You lose yourself in it. And what happens underneath all that is those two forces that make up everything, they start to come out of balance. And so your masculine doesn't know when to take the reins. Your feminine doesn't know when to take the reins. You're not even forgetting that you are made of those forces. You're not even remembering that at all. You literally become the emotion, the extreme emotion. And that's chaotic. And it's just going to lead you into another lesson that you've probably experienced many rounds of. So if you want to move past that, it's a good time to really chill out. Whatever extreme emotion you've been carrying, just chill out a little bit. Tune into those forces. Make sure they're in harmony. Make sure you find your center, because if you don't, everything's screwed from there. And even then, it's okay. So nothing to fear here, remember. But we're being given the opportunity right now to do this, so why not take it? And also remember, you guys, the heat is on, right? We're experiencing this great paradigm shift right now, and energy is speeding up. The effects of our actions, the effects of the causes are more pronounced. Okay, so like the consequences are more painful. So why would we want to go through these same lessons all over again when we're being given the opportunity to rise beyond them, to new levels of awareness, to newer challenges, so that we can grow? And with that said, who is the ally this week as we move through this process to be the most graceful? It's Mem. And Mem came up actually a few weeks ago. And there's a letter that represents each of the 4 elements in the Hebrew alphabet. And Mem is the one that symbolizes water. Mem is like mom, mother. Okay, it's like the primordial womb of all creation. Think of the waters of the womb of the mother where we're safe and held. Mem is also the letter for death and rebirth. It's the 13th letter of the alphabet, connecting it to the 13th card of the major arcanum, death, aka rebirth, aka transformation. So I see it like this. This is the perfect ally this week, because if we really want to achieve wherever this excitement was trying to take us, right? Like say whatever project or new thing you've got going on right now is really exciting you. Look, if you just give into that excitement, you become the emotion, you get nowhere. It's chaotic, remember. But if instead we remember to calm down using the water element, because we're one with it, don't forget we're one with all the elements, using the water to soothe us, to calm us down, right? Like it's like pouring water on fire. This is a big fire card. This is a water card. Pour the water on the fire, calm it down. You don't have to stop the project, just calm down. Remember that whatever you're trying to achieve from that, remember to reflect on what is the material aspect of the achievement, because that's not going to be around forever. Okay, so pouring water on the fire allows us to calm down enough, not only to become still and find our center, but at that center, to be able to, with awareness and presence, determine what the material success is that we're after, but then what the deeper success is behind this opportunity that we're seeking. Okay? We can remember, say you're excited because you're you're starting a new job and you're gonna make a lot of money, all right? That's a really obvious example in today's world. So we want to pour the water on the fire, slow down enough to stretch this situation out and see it in all dimensions. Okay, in the material world, I'm gonna make a lot of money. That's exciting, sure, but that's also temporary. So what skills am I gonna learn from this opportunity? What real spiritual opportunities are there waiting for me behind this process? Even more is, what are the spiritual opportunities for my growth right here, right now, in this moment, before I even achieve whatever that thing is? What is the opportunity for my learning and growth right now? And what will the opportunities be along the way on this new path that I'm taking? How can I spread the excitement out a little more evenly so I'm not just, yay, money! And I'm like, okay, yay. Also, I'm remembering that I'm going to learn this, this, and this in this process, and I'm going to gain this skill and that skill. That's really exciting. And then it becomes a deep rooted excitement, a grounded excitement, a sustainable excitement that's going to carry us all the way through this achievement and beyond. It's a rooted, grounded excitement. Okay? And it's asking, the mem is asking us to, when we reflect on this new situation we've got going on, and we pour the water on the fire, calm down a bit so that we can look at it a little better. Remember, it's about transformation and rebirth. How can I allow this experience to rebirth me? Because that's the ultimate question whenever we're taking on any new opportunity. Okay, so with these 3, it's saying, pour the water on the fire, calm down, observe this new opportunity you've got going, right? New moon, new things are coming up. From all dimensions. What are you excited about achieving? How can you spread that excitement out to the other dimensions, remembering that we're here to achieve beyond the physical? Slowing down enough to get in touch with our center, making sure that our forces of logic and intuition are working together so that we create a firm, stable foundation, so that when we reapproach the situation, having calmed the fire, we have a good foundation, strong foundation, and the proper strategy programmed within us to effortlessly move ahead with that rooted excitement that's going to carry us all the way through and beyond. I really love this. So remember, don't allow the extreme emotion, whether you're judging that emotion is good or bad, doesn't matter. Don't come out of your center to become so overwhelmed by any one emotion that you lose yourself, that you forget yourself, that your forces that should be working in harmony begin to go all chaotic inside of you. That's when the inner mother and father, your inner masculine, feminine, they fight for the reins. And you don't even know this is all happening. And on the outside, you just go, God, I'm really suffering. God, I'm experiencing a lot of stress. Gosh, I feel really torn. I don't know what that is. But inside it's because you're not paying attention to your center where these two live in your heart. You've been neglecting them because you've been so excited by some, material opportunity that you're not even remembering that every material opportunity is actually revealing to us a deeper opportunity to grow spiritually and psychologically. So don't lose yourself in any emotion. Come back to your center. Remember the dance of the two within you. Ground that in. Be rooted in your excitement. Switching that excitement from purely materialistic to spiritual. It's like spreading out that excitement like butter on a hot piece of toast. You know what I'm saying? Smooth it out. Don't lose yourself. Water's the ally. It's all about transformation and rebirth. So how can we remember this is all just an opportunity for that each moment? Pour the water on the fire. Use literal water in your rituals, Take a nice shower and do a meditation while you're showering. It's that simple. You don't have a shower, you live on the street, you can find some water at a restaurant, put it on your face. I mean, really, there's water everywhere. There's water within you. You can close your eyes and tune in and use the waters within you to do this work. There's no excuse. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this message and allowing it to come through us as a collective. It's really about the collective. So it's well overdue that we start thinking in this way. It's about the collective. There is no me without we. There is only one here. And that's why I really love doing these activations with you guys and staying focused on the truth that it's all one and every message is for us all together. So when we unite, it's showing the Creator and showing ourselves and each other that we understand this law of oneness and we want to utilize it for the benefit of all of life, all of creation. And this act of gathering to do this sacred work is a declaration of this truth and a dedication to this truth, a loyalty to this truth, a willingness to serve one and all. So thank you for joining me for this. And if you guys don't know already, we do have a private group on Facebook called Royal Path. So I have been having a lot of imitators and fakes who are making pages with my picture, and they'll usually put like a little apostrophe in the name or something. But I just want to remind you again, I've made a couple posts about this, but I'm still getting a lot of messages and I can't reply to them all. So I just want to remind you here for everybody watching, there's only one Royal Path Tarot page. It's a page on Facebook, not a profile, it's a page. It's this one right now that I'm going live from. And there's only one Royal Path private group. That's mine. And there are about 1,500 or so members in there. So feel free to join us. It's a private group and it's a safe space for us to share in between activations. If you want to ask about a reading you've done, you want to ask advice or more perspective, or you want to share something about archetypal activation and awareness, that's the space to do it. We also have a private group called Shabbat Crew, and that's one for people who are more interested in the ritual of Shabbat, Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, unity consciousness. And then we talk about the current Torah story every weekend, right in time for Shabbat. And we discuss it from a Kabbalistic, more practical perspective, how to apply it here and now. And then we often will go live for the candle lighting and the recitation of the ancient melody of the candle lighting prayer. And then what else? I still have an online course available. I always forget to mention that. If you're interested in diving deep into the occult symbolism of the major arcanum of the tarot, I've got a class on every single one of the major arcanum cards. They're about an hour to an hour and a half long each. You're welcome to reach out to me to purchase one class, any random card you want, or maybe you want to start with the first one and go in order. A lot of you like to just purchase the whole class at once. If you do that, I include a couple of special bonus classes, so that's a lot of fun. So ask me about my symbolism course. It's very different from my book. If you're interested in my book, please reach out to me. I'd love to send you a signed copy with a fun bookmark. I've got the Royal Path 1 and 2, Major Arcanum, Minor Arcanum. You can actually use book 1 as a tarot deck itself by just flipping open to any one of the pages and it'll give you a card. There are questions at the end of the book that reflect on each of the characters. So if you want to go deeper and ask yourself questions, you can do that. Somebody's asking if I have a website. I still don't have one. I haven't felt the need to make one yet. I've got a couple of people who are offering to make me a website, but I've got email, I've got this, so you can reach out to me here, or you can email me at RebeccaMagicChanneling@gmail.com or BexMagic@gmail.com. The email's on my page here. I believe you can also WhatsApp me through this page here if you want to grab either of my books, or if you want to know about the course, or if you want to book a one-on-one reading, please reach out to me and book ahead of time. The fake pages that have been making profiles impersonating me are soliciting. They'll probably comment on this video. What they do is they go here, they find people, and they ask, hey, you want a free reading? I don't do that. I don't do free readings unless for very special circumstances, and it's certainly not by online soliciting. And I'll never come to you offering a reading. I wait for you to come to me, and then we discuss in a way that's secure and safe. So please don't give your credit card information out to anyone. I never take credit card information. I will always give you my Venmo or Cash App or PayPal. That's really the only way. So please reach out, request an audio from me if you want to make sure it's me. My voice is pretty unique and you'll be able to know it's me for sure. Yeah, and I would love to read a little bit from my book for you guys, but tonight's not the night. I'm actually going to make a separate video of that soon, just giving another little sample of my book. But if you want a sample now, you can go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/RebeccaMagic with a CK, and there is a reading of the intro in my book if you want to check it out and see if it's for you. There was one more thing that I wanted to share with you guys, but I don't seem to remember. So I feel like we covered a lot. What do you think? I feel like we covered a lot. Oh yeah, okay, I know what it is. Make sure you follow me on this page, you guys, because I don't go live on my main profile. My Rebecca Magic profile page. I don't really do much of anything on there. This is the page where I go live, so make sure you hit follow. If you want to ensure that you'll get the weekly videos, you can also follow me on YouTube. youtube.com/RebeccaMagic. Hit subscribe. It's totally free. Super easy. I'm also on Instagram, Rebecca Magic. Hit follow. If you have a friend or a family member who doesn't have Facebook, this video is always loaded to YouTube and Instagram when I'm done, which is what I'm about to do right now. So feel free to share it with them on any of those platforms. And then thank you so much for all your awesome feedback on my books. I love you guys so much. Your feedback has been amazing. I didn't realize how many reviews I've already cultivated on this page here. If you've been wanting a reading with me or to buy my book and you're unsure, you're on the fence, why? Just kidding. Read the reviews. Check it out. Check out the reviews. See what people have to say about my readings. They're super fun. It's like a ceremony. It's like a deep dive without having to take any medicine. We go straight to that archetypal realm and pull out the deepest of truth. And it's so much fun every single time. So if you're feeling stuck or like you need a boost, or you're excited and you want to, capitalize on that, you want to multiply the efforts of that positivity, tarot reading is always beneficial anytime, for any situation, for anyone. If you want to give it as a gift to someone, it's certainly the gift that keeps on giving, because it's a tool for self-realization and growth, and that lasts forever. So tarot makes an awesome gift. I've really cherished reading for your family members. Some of your kids have been my most favorite readings. I love reading for young teenagers. I love reading for all ages. I love reading for elders. Tarot is for anyone. Tarot is the royal path. It's life. It's for all of us. So they make great gifts. Keep that in mind for birthdays or holidays or, any time really. And also thank you for doing your stars, giving me stars. This is my first video where I've enabled stars. I believe it's at the top for you guys. I'm not sure where it's at in this world here, but as far as Facebook, if you're watching this from other platforms, you won't see it, but on Facebook, you can give me stars now. I don't even quite know what that means, and I love it. I just love it. Celestial being here. Love it. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and hit stars, I would be so appreciative. I'm going to be tracking that now and working with some new features on my page here. So thank you for your support as I grow alongside you all on this journey. I love you. Let's see you guys for Shabbat and Shabbat crew. Have an awesome rest of your week. Happy new moon.